I used to, one of the things I used to do is uh, I was teaching a college course at LSU on news writing. And I would tell these students, the problem with communicating is that you have to use words, and they usually get into the way of trying to communicate something. And I would give them an exercise. I said, I want you to write a description of how to tie your shoes. I mean, we all know how to tie our shoes, but I want you to write a description of it. Some of them would take 2 pages to describe something so simple. The point that I'm making is that sometimes you can know the right thing to do, but trying to convey it, trying to communicate it to someone else can be very difficult. So I think the first tip that I would give to anyone who's running a business in these times right now is, first of all, sit down and write out a narrative of what is happening right now with your business. You don't have to go into great detail, but just say, because of the coronavirus, I'm in quarantine and I've had to send my employees home, whatever your particular situation is. Or it may be that you're operating full steam ahead, but write it down, get it down, because you're going to use that as the basis. That narrative that you write, you're going to use that as the basis for your communications with others. Doesn't have to be long. In fact, if you go more than 2 paragraphs, you've probably written too much. The next thing, and I realize that this is very simplistic, but I think it's important to get it out there. Talk to your employees, those people that work with you. Make sure that they know exactly what's going on. Even if you tell them something that they already know, just hearing from you and them understanding that you're engaged and you are letting them know what's going on, it removes any kind of doubt from their mind, and it will honestly, it'll elevate you in their eyes, because they will see you as someone who's sharing, someone who's caring, and someone who is keeping you in the loop. After you talk with your employees, make sure you talk with your customers, with your clients, with those people that you interact with, those people who you are doing business with every day. Again, you may be telling them things that they already know, but it's important for you to communicate to them very, very simply and very plainly. And again, let me go back to that narrative. You're going to use that narrative that you've written as the basis of what it is that you're going to tell them. Now, this point is very important. And I've seen a lot of businesses make that mistake when they get to that second point about talking to their customers. We as business owners, we tend to be, very focused on our own business. What's going on with me? I've got X number of people, clients that owe me money. They're not paying. It was already getting kind of rough before this happened. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. Do I have to look at the next 2 months with no income coming in? The natural response anytime, or the natural inclination every time we have a communication with someone, is to try to drum up some business. Maybe, if I send this out to 100 customers, and if I put, a little sales pitch in there, a little special, a little buy one, get one, or whatever, maybe that'll, bring me some business. Don't do that. Do not do that. I have seen so many emails from companies, and they go something like this, and I'm sure y'all have seen them too. We are closely monitoring the COVID-19 situation. Just as an aside, I think that's funny, because I don't know that a credit card company, for example, is really in a position to do a whole lot about it. But they sort of set themselves up as though they are, sitting right next to the people at the CDC, saying we're closely monitoring the situation. But we're closely monitoring the situation, and we want you to know that in this time of crisis, we're here for you. We are on your side. We're here to help you. Here are the different ways that you can pay your bill. And then they start telling you about the app. They start telling you about online. They start giving you all these things. And if you act now, if you buy one widget, we'll throw a second widget in free. So to me, the translation of all that is, yeah, I know the times are tough, but man, I got all these widgets. I got to sell these widgets. In my mind, I think if you're a company and you're taking that approach, it's probably not really going to do you much good. And in fact, I think it probably could do you, it quite possibly could do you some harm. So I would say, do not look at this as a selling opportunity. Don't look at it as an opportunity to hold on to business. The best way that you can hold on to your customers right now and to your clients and to potential clients is to be very honest with them about, here's where our business is. Now, I think it's fine to tell them, you should tell them, hey, I'm still open, I'm still in operation, and if I can help you with something, just let me know. But really the purpose of this is just to tell them, here's where I am, here's where my business is. Also, before you close out that communication with your clients and customers, make sure that you express concern for them. Make sure you tell them that that you're thinking of them, that your thoughts, your prayers are with them and their families, because we're all going through this. If you have, maybe just don't overdo it, but maybe if you have just a short little inspirational moment to share with them, do that as well. I see that Rob has a question, and
yeah, hold on. Am I live?
Yes.
I didn't know if this is the time to jump in with questions or not, so I threw it up there. Listen, I completely agree with you. It annoys the hell out of me when people come in here and say, buy my widget. We're here for you. Our particular business, and I apologize for those of you here, what we do is we help people, companies, only businesses, navigate through the finance, commercial finance world. And right now, it's a very hot item, a needed item, is how do we navigate through the latest SBA type of equipment. Matter of fact, we're going to be talking about it tomorrow, but that is our job. So I am guilty of sending both the communications, hey, look, we're going to get through this, done, and sending out communications that say, okay, if you need something, go to the SBA, here it is. If you need guidance, ask us. That's what we do. We're good at this. So we're guilty of a soft sell in our communications. And frankly, it's worked. And we're not in this situation, we're not really in it to make money, but we're in it to help people. So it's kind of a fine line. Do you understand where we're at for us? And I guess my question to you is that right?
Rob, the short answer is yes. Okay. Because I'm glad you brought that up, because and maybe I'm trying to run through this more quickly than I should. But I think you bring up an excellent point. There's a difference between selling a widget and offering a service, or letting people know that you are still offering this service that is appropriate for the time. And what you're talking about right now is, in terms of giving small business people some guidance on how to navigate that SBA loan process. That is perfectly appropriate. I think there is a big difference between what you're talking about and
I'm not selling them T-shirts with my logo on.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about an email I got recently from a car dealer that I'd done some business with, and telling me about their new selection of 2020. Yeah, no one really needs that right now. I'm glad you spoke up, because that is an important point. That
Yeah, because we're walking a fine line between.
I think you're giving information. I don't think you're necessarily selling. You were providing information to people, and I think that that's part of your narrative.
Yeah,
that's part of that narrative that you're going to be putting together. So
yeah, thank you.
Very good question. Very good question. And I think for the most part, unless you are, and I wrote about this in an earlier blog, unless you're selling Lysol or toilet paper or Netflix subscriptions, your business is going to suffer. It's going to be, you face it. Some people aren't going to make it, and life isn't fair. But the best thing I think you can do right now as a business owner is invest in the goodwill of your company. And let me give you a few examples of what I'm talking about. If you are a restaurant owner, and your business obviously has dropped off tremendously, even though people in Louisiana, as of today, March 24th, they can still go in and get pickup orders or drive through. Your business is going to suffer. What is it that you're going to do? You can't, you're a restaurant. That's what you do. Well, if you're a restaurant, either you or someone in your restaurant knows how to cook, and you realize there are a lot of people who are cooking at home right now. Do a video, very simple video on your phone of here's how to cook, 3 simple dishes using simple ingredients that you can use at home. You can mention the name of your restaurant, tell people, just some very basic information, but do a video that helps people cook at home. And you say, well, that's crazy. I mean, I'm a restaurant and I'm telling people not to come in and do it. Well, you know what? If they're cooking at home, they're probably not going to be coming in anyway. But what you are doing is you are investing in the reputation of your company. You are actually doing something to help people as well. And I think when this is all over, the companies that do things like that, they're the ones that are going to be remembered. Let's say that you have an IT company, and no one's looking to buy computers right now, but there are so many children right now who are out of school, and they may be having trouble doing their online lessons because they don't have a computer. Maybe they've got one cell phone for the family, and you got 3 kids that are trying to take turns using it and not doing a very good job. Maybe what you can do is start a drive to get people to donate their computers, and work out something with a local school system. The point is, we all have talents. We all have a particular skill set, and we, day in and day out, we use that to conduct business. Well, right now, our ability to conduct business has been curtailed, and there is not a whole lot we can do about it. It is hard for us to admit that we're not in control of this. Why not use those skills and talents for the better good? Why not use those things that you can do to help our community right now? And it pays dividends, because you are going to be providing a service and help to someone who needs it. And I really do believe that when this is over, those companies that stepped up and helped are the ones that are going to be remembered. So in a way, I think you are, I had described this, I described this yesterday. I was doing in fact, Christina was helping me. I was working on giving a presentation to an executive board of a major nonprofit. We had just finished a communications audit for them. And I told them, I don't want this to sound like, I don't want this to be in crass terms, but the truth is, for every industry, for every line of work, there's a certain market. And when this is over, that market is going to look different. those people who can position themselves the best are going to have a larger market share when all of this is over. And I think the way to do that right now is to step up and to be a positive member of the community, not trying to squeeze a few extra nickels out of someone. So let me give you one more example, and this is going to be the end of it. I wish I could share my screen because I would show you this. There's a woman that I know, we're acquaintances, I can't really say we're friends, but her name is Jen Oken. She has started, she is a photographer. Nobody really needs a photographer too much right now. So what did she do? She started something called the Front Porch Project, Baton Rouge, the Front Porch Project BR, if you want to look it up on Facebook. People can't leave their homes. She is traveling safely to people's homes who contact her. She is taking a picture, a portrait picture of them, on the family on the front porch. She stands out in the yard. She's keeping a safe distance, but she's taking their picture. She's not asking for any money, but what she is asking is that if I take your picture, I'm going to give you the pictures. I'll give you the electronic files of the pictures. But I would like for you to make a donation to a struggling small business that needs some help. That's all she's asking. And when you see all of these families on these front porches, this gallery of pictures that she's put together, it's really uplifting. I think it's good not only for those small businesses that she's helping, it's good for the people just to see this. And she's going to be remembered when it's over for what she did. That was a real community service. So it's rare when doing the right thing coincides with doing the thing that really makes business sense right now. And I think some people kind of resist this whole idea of, well, let's do some kind of goody two-shoe thing, because they think that, that's just not how business works. You know what? That's how business works right now. And the truth is, for your business, that's probably the best route for you to go, because there's only so many ways that you can invest in your business right now. So I'll be happy to continue this chat if anyone has any questions, or we just want to discuss some things. I'd love to hear some things about what's going on in your business and how this has impacted you and how you are reacting to it. Joyce, I know you run at least one nonprofit, I believe, and I'd love to hear how this has impacted you.
I will start off with a question. My question is the frequency of communication. I know some people are, I've actually, it's varying degrees. I've seen a bunch of people on Facebook, like you said, restaurants in particular. I know they're in panic mode. And I know one restaurant here in New Orleans, they're called Red Gravy. I follow the owner religiously because she's adorable and I love their food. But I've seen her, and she's updated her Facebook with every update, like you said, very open and honest communication. And I've actually enjoyed, I wouldn't say enjoyed, because they're very solemn tweet or posts about what's happening in her business. But I've, I guess, appreciated the journey that she took us on. So I didn't know, between emails, social media, phone calls, whatever it may be, what's the magic mix here, and what's the frequency supposed to be like?
I think it's an excellent question, and I think when you have something new to share, if there's a significant shift either in your company situation, or if there's been some kind of public policy shift that changes what's happening in your business, I think that's a good time to update people. I would try not to reach out to people more than a couple of times a day. If 3 days have gone by and there's really nothing new, in terms of your status or your company's status, I would post, I'm going to use air quotes here. I would post an update. But in that update, try and give some helpful information that is relative to your business. Maybe it's something that you picked up that you think maybe you could share with people. Maybe if you're in a finance services, I think a good thing to do right now, a lot of people are wondering is, right now I'm okay, but man, and boy, after the first of the month, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if the money's going to come in. Who do I pay? What bills should I start paying? Which bills can I think things like that, just in terms of how things are impacting people, that's a good update to have, even if it's not particularly something going on with your company. I would say if you can go, I would try no more than twice a day unless it's something really urgent. But I would not let more than, 3 or 4 days go by without them hearing from you. But when they do hear from you, and this is key, when they do hear from you, it should be something substantive. Don't just repeat the same thing you've told them before. Give them something new, and give them something new at the very top of your communication. Don't let them go through 3 paragraphs of stuff that you've already told them, because they'll never get to the new thing. Once they start reading the same old thing, they're on to the cats playing banjo or whatever's next on their news feed. One last step. Let me say this. We talk a lot about social media and Facebook, and those are important. If you don't have an Instagram account, by the way, get one. It's a lot of people are using Instagram. And this may surprise you, more people use Instagram than Twitter. And the point I'm making, do not neglect email. Email is still king. More people use email than social media, and don't neglect it. Christine, I know we've gone way over. Mainly due to my ineptness.
No, it's good. We're all. It was a good group here today. So, but I wanted to make sure everybody's questions were answered, and and of course, as I meet myself, a giant truck rolls by. But yeah. So we'll do one more question if anybody has anything. But Mark, you want to give everybody your contact information in case they want to go ahead and contact you after this webinar?
Yeah, certainly. If you want to talk to me, if you have a question you don't want to ask, or anything at all, you can contact me at Mark, M-A-R-K. And I'm sorry, I can't put it up on the screen because we're having a problem. But it's Mark, M-A-R-K at Lambert Media, MEDIA.com. Or you can call me at 225-937-8113. It's 225-937-8113. And thank you, Lauren. Lauren just who's smarter than I am. She's just put that on chat for everyone. Anyway, seriously, if you have a question, or if something I can help you with, maybe it's something that you can help me with. I think exchanging information like this is really helpful. And Christine, I really appreciate you putting together this series. I think it's good for us to get together and talk, and I'm hoping that we can use this recording to disseminate this to a lot more people, and it can help more people.
For sure. And we're going to put all the recordings up on my web. Well, it's going to be on Bolster's website, bolstercompany.com. But I'm going to share it with all of the presenters as well, so they can have it on their websites. And just so we know, up tomorrow is Cardinal Capital. I can see Rob waving up there. And they're going to be talking about funding sources. And I know that's a big, giant question mark on everybody's mind these days. So tune in tomorrow at 10 a.m. We're going to be here. Hopefully we'll work out all the kinks with our technology situation. But yeah, I appreciate everybody being here. Hopefully this was like a nice little break in the day to get some extra information and see some different faces. But thank you all for being here, and we'll hopefully see you tomorrow. And thank
Christina, let me just do one more thing just before if you don't mind. Just to let you know, we're all going to be doing a lot of video conferencing here.
Yeah.
And I took a little time to figure out what was the best way to light, my space. And so I thought I would share this. If I could turn this around a little bit, I just wanted to give you an idea of how I did this. Maybe it'd be helpful. I'm sitting in my office right now, and I'm using about, I guess, 4 lights, but these are all very common lights. So I'm going to pick this up and try not to give everyone vertigo while I'm doing it.
The homemade studio in there?
It is. This is a homemade studio. We're all doing things that are homemade. So I'm going to do a 180 here so you can kind of see what I did.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I was, I've got a little laptop desk there, and it actually has a little built-in light. I've got one lamp here at, I guess you would call that, it's at 1 o'clock, and then I've got a brighter lamp right there. That's just a regular lamp. I've got that at 11 o'clock, and I have an overhead light.
Where's your makeup team?
Makeup.
We saw that candy bowl, so don't.
And I've got a simple blue snowball microphone. It's a USB microphone that I it's actually I use it for podcasting, but I'm using it for this right now. So get on and see how to it helps if you can start doing some video conferencing with clients. You want to project as good of an image as you can at these times. So overhead light, and have one at 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock, and just experiment with a few things. But you want to be lit well.
Perfect. Good tips, because everybody can now try their hand at new things, especially if you want to do a video or something. Who knows?
Hey, you can only watch Game of Thrones so many times,
Oh, Game of Thrones. Don't even get me started. Oh, man. All right, y'all. Well, I appreciate it. I hope you have a great rest of the day. We'll see you at 10 a.m. tomorrow, and just email me if you have any questions.
Thank you.
Take care.